Hello and good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. My name's Amanda O'Shea, the Loving Life Coach from the Serendipity Experience, and I have with me today the lovely Caroline Powell in Chorleywood today, Hertfordshire. How are you doing, Caroline?
I'm really good, Amanda. How are you?
Yeah, I'm great, thank you. It's so nice to connect with you again, and so nice that you're part of this 1990 series. We were introduced to each other via the community of the three principles, or the Inside Out understanding. And it was nice to see you recently over in Spain at the Viva event. And that's,
Lovely.
yeah, nice to be around such, we're really lucky, right? We were around really cool people a lot.
Really, yeah. It was beautiful, really nice.
So,
The help.
yeah, and the weather helps, of course. And so, that was great. Caroline, I'm really inspired by what you've been doing recently. And this title is A Slice of Happiness, because I know that's the name that you've given to your venture. I
Yeah.
would love to hear a little bit more about that. Can you share with us what you've been up
Yes,
to? And
of course, of course. So thank you firstly so much for inviting me to
pleasure.
come along, have a conversation and share. So A Slice of Happiness started back in November 2017, which was shortly after I stumbled across this approach myself, for my own personal gain as such, and my own journey that I'd been through. And I was volunteering with homelessness in London and Slough. And that was it. Started having conversations with the guys on the street. And I realised this is good. This is something that can really help them. So, so I decided that was it. I wanted to provide a community platform whereby those affected by homelessness could actually benefit from it. So Watford is the nearest town to me, which I believe, again, we've got a mutual connection there,
Yeah.
together with Watford. And that was it. Just really started walking streets, knocking on doors, raising awareness. And we ended up having our first programme in September last year in Watford. But that was shortly after I'd been and seen Beyond Recovery. I'd been to see the prison to see the work that Jacqueline had been doing. Really lucky. I've got Liliana, I've got Susan, David Keys. I've got some awesome people that are on the team to facilitate. But yeah, we had our first programme September last year in Watford, and what came out of it was just magical. It was just,
Amazing.
yeah,
So you're sharing, if you like, the inside out understanding. Your
yeah,
program's based on the three principles.
yes.
And you're sharing that with people on this, like, who have literally have nowhere to stay or nowhere to go, or do they have to be, like, is it open to any? Like, who's it open to? Who's it?
So yeah, well, this is it. Homeless people seem to think when the word comes up, homeless, that they're just on the streets, and that's the part of homeless that we actually see as a society. However, behind the scenes, there are people that are sofa surfing, that are, overcrowded accommodation, that they're in council accommodation, housing association accommodation, and there's a whole hidden community there
Mm.
that we would also class as being affected by homelessness as
Mm-hmm.
well, that have just got through innocent misunderstandings in life, have just ended up in a space where, like, they're suffering. It's just a continuous nightmare for them. They're just stuck in life.
Mm.
And some could have gone down the path of using drugs to try and make themselves feel better, or alcohol. For some, they've got a diagnosis that's been, or a label attached to them, like psychosis, schizophrenia, that would prevent them from working.
Mm-hmm.
So we sit down within the programs we have. We actually sit down, we have group sessions, and talk about the inside out understanding, how they work as a human being, how there is this formless part to them that creates their experience of life. And literally, they just seem to wake up from that, you know, and see that they're okay, they're not broken. But we're really, like, we're so lucky in Watford because a remarkable gentleman called Bob Jones from Watford and Three Rivers Trust charity, which is the umbrella charity for the whole of Watford and Three Rivers, basically heard what we were doing, went and had a conversation with him a year ago, and yeah, he's guided us and helped point us in the right direction. So we, as of August actually this year, we're now actually in partnership with them. So we can now offer this into the community in Watford. We're now working with some, I'd say about 6 different organisations where they're working with homelessness themselves. So we're going to be going in there and providing a support network for them. So through the programs that we're running, and already what's unfolding blows us away. Every time we turn up to a new session, what we see is truly unbelievable. We've had 3 people already that have got jobs.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So not only have they seen that they're not broken off their own back, it's like, well, I want to go and get a job. You know, it's not us telling them what to do. It's how, okay, we've now provided you and shown you that you're okay. Where do you want to take that?
Wow.
It's remarkable what comes out of it, you know. So, and hopefully in time it will break down barriers, we hope, within society, because there is a lot of judgment there. You know, why don't they want to work? Why don't, you know, why are they just sat on the street doing drugs? Or, you know, there's so much here, but what they're not seeing is what's going on here for them.
That's amazing. It's amazing. And knowing you and knowing that, you know, like you say, Liliana and some of the rest of the team, you know, and the love that you guys just show up with, it's like you just bathe them in unconditional love.
Miranda, it's just, it's like, even I've got goosebumps.
Yeah, me too, as I said that. Because it's true. You know, we get goosebumps or we get spine shivers when truth is speaking. And that's what it is. You guys show up with just love in your hearts and seeing another human being that's just kind of strayed off the path somewhere. That's, you know, if people were living on the streets and they were happy and all was well and they were good, that's no problem, right?
Exactly that.
You know, you don't need to help people who are okay, but somewhere along, some of these guys, you know, they're not really feeling, or they're not getting the best out of what society maybe has to offer, or whatever it is. They've just found themselves a bit stuck in a rut, and that could be any of us, you know.
This is it, you know, you don't have to, I mean, you know yourself, you know, I do this privately, you know, and even if we look at the other end of the spectrum, you know, there's people that do own their own homes, that have got really well paid jobs, who are suffering. So I think, and I'm sure you agree, Amanda, that once you come across this understanding, there's so much clarity where you can actually see how many people are actually suffering and using work, the gym, you know, that relationship to try and make themselves feel better, and not realise that all they need to do is just do a 180-degree turn, and the answers are all there. They're inside of us.
I think it is because it's so simple sometimes that it feels like, so there's a lot of resistance, you know. And I work in the world of recovery, and I work in the world of addiction, and I work, you know, sort of with a lot of high end. So people have everything and more than that they would ever materially need, yet they're still not happy. You know, and so that slice of happiness, you know, we know it doesn't come from the stuff. It's just that we're comfortable with some stuff, right? So, you know, when it's really bad weather out there, it's kind of nice to go home to a warm house. It's nice to, you know, go home somewhere, or have that feeling of home. Even though home, we know that home is in our heart. We're always home, you know, in where we are. So we talk about that, but we live in a world that we're not living in caves, and we're not all living on the streets. So we have, you know, we have dwellings, and it's nice. I love my home. You know, I love the home that I've created, not just the bricks and the mortar, but the home. And so I think it's that connection because not everybody would love that house. Not everybody would love that caravan. Not everybody would love that tent. Not everybody would love. So it's not the home, is it? It's not the structure of the home. It's what we create. And I think that's what you guys seeing, like when you see that innate resilience inside them, when you see that the capacity inside of them, the potential inside of them, that lights them back up again, enough to say, I want to go and get a job.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Just seeing life without the scratches as such or any blurred vision, you know, it's wow, this is, I can actually do whatever I want. I can get a job and, you know, go back into society, and they see people differently. They see situations differently. You know, it's just, I mean, it's remarkable. You know, gang members, I know, like Beyond Recovery, I don't know if you've seen that. They've just recently done the knife crime pilot.
Right, no, I haven't seen that one, no.
Mandy, seriously, if you go onto their website and see the pilot that happened,
okay, we'll do.
Two rival gang members in the same group. This one had killed that one's cousin. It was just that it could have gone in such a different direction. However, what came out of it is that they saw each other as a human being.
Wow.
And it just, it's been put to bed now.
Wow.
Because they said it just doesn't make sense. To hurt that person would be like to hurt myself as a human being. So to see that label, that, because, you know, gang mentality is, well, I need to kill him before he kills me.
Yeah.
You know, and that's like, even with homelessness, it's to see each other as a human being, that we are all one, you know, that no one's any different, you know, that in itself. And the biggest feedback we get is that, you know, they've got peace of mind now.
Yeah.
You know, and they've got almost like a freedom and that just relief. It's just, wow, it's empowering for them, you know, because when you're being pointed at all the time and told that you're no good, you're worthless, you're an addict, you've got a disease, you've got this, you've got that, you kind of start to believe it.
Yeah.
A little bit, you know, if people are pointing you from all directions saying that, of course you're going to believe that to be true. Mm-hmm. So to have those layers fall away,
and that is it, it does collapse, right? The layers kind of the layers kind of collapse, and they just what is left is just it is innocence and kids that are out killing each other, that I think they just really would rather be playing football, you know, or like having a milkshake or whatever it is. But we're born into this stuff, and we're at a bit of a crisis, right? You know, with our youth, with where we're at. So the world is a better place for people like you, Caroline, who are out there doing your thing. So keep banging on doors and keep doing what you're doing.
We've got some really exciting things coming up shortly. Like some exciting announcements coming up throughout the rest of this month. So if anyone wants to see what we're up to,
send me those links. Could you send me them?
I'll send them over. We're A Slice of Happiness on Facebook and W3RT Happiness on Twitter. And we've got our own website as part of Watford and Three Rivers Trust. So we'll send that over to you. But just quickly as well, to go back to you, because you've got a platform as well, haven't you, in Watford?
So, the treatment centre that I work for, we've got Canterbury Court, which is run by Step One UK. So the connections are always, are always close. And I mean, it's a private treatment centre, but it's funny how Watford was somewhere I had never even been to, and suddenly it's in a lot of conversations. So let's bring all these connections together, and let's see that we can point everybody in the right direction. Thank you, Caroline.
Oh,
Thank
thank
you.
you,
And
Amanda.
best of luck with all the projects. And I know that I'll see you soon.
Without a doubt, without a doubt. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my lovely. See you
Cheers.
soon. Lots of love. Bye,
Bye.
everybody. Thank you.